This is Road to the Golden Door, where we unpack the proven success formula straight from the minds of Golden Door winners, uncovering the motivation, methods, and the mindset it takes to become an elite performer in door-to-door sales and in life. This is Road to the Golden Door. Now, here's your host, Mikey Lucas.
What's up? Welcome to the show. I got my boy here, Colby Free.
What's up, Mike?
Dude, I'm so excited to be able to have this time to be able to again show the world who you are.
For sure.
You're such an impressive person. So, dude, I'm excited, dude. So, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, dude, I've been looking forward to it, man, for sure.
Absolutely. So, Colby, tell me. I know you hit your Golden Door last year. You hit 148 sales, 19% cancellation rate is where you're at. Dude, you've got a massive system, a massive method. But the cool part about you is that you had to, from my understanding, had to restart your office a couple times.
So yeah,
and you're still.
Well, correction, it was 153 deals. Sonova was some of them, so they didn't show up on Interflow, and 17.3% cancellation rate. Let's get that straightened out.
Let's go.
No, but yeah, we had to, me and my brother Connor are Free. Obviously, he got me into business. He started working for Judd and them at AKE about 8 months before I did. And me and him had to restart the new office last February 2021. Just me and him. And then we got our first guy off Indeed, who's still with us. We hired our second guy, Freddie, who's still with us. Just closed his third deal today by himself. So super proud of that dude. And we just been growing crazy. We just opened up a new office in Little Rock. We're looking to open up a new office here in the next 4 to 6 weeks, split off again. And that's kind of the goal, just keep, rehiring yourself, basically,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, a little bit of background on me too. I'm 33 years old. I'm not no young kid. I'm not, 22, 23. That goes to show you that anybody can start and do this, right? I started this when I was 30, So I didn't go to college, went to the military, got out of the military, in trouble, out of trouble, you name it. Kind of changed my life around, got here, and then just changed my mindset and really got to the grind.
I'd love to talk about that a little bit because I know your brother really well as well.
Yeah.
We've shared stages in Nashville. Actually, we spoke together on a stage in Nashville.
Yeah.
He's an awesome dude as well. I know he's sold like 200, like the most accounts I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like ever. Yeah. I was like, dude, what the hell?
It was like 230 something.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I know guys since then have hit more than that or whatever, but like at that time I was like, bro, I don't think anybody has ever hit that many.
He did 333 in 2020. That's what he did. 333. But he had a lot of cancels, but still 333 is impressive. Yes.
Dude, I don't care how many cancels you got. People will talk. People can throw shade on that all day long. Dude, the fact that you signed up 300.
Yeah. When there's 365 days of the year.
I know people might comment and be like, Mikey, what are you talking about here? But I would rather sell 300 accounts and have a 50% cancellation rate and install 150 than have a 100% success rate and only sell 30.
And we got you tell me. Any doubters out there, we got proof of that. So don't doubt that.
Exactly. And that's where I come in, all right? Helping people become more efficient, effective, and productive
for sure.
With the systems and methods, the proven formula that I've done through the Golden Door formula. So, and obviously you're using that and you're loving it. So I'm excited to be able to, the goal is to make Colby a double Golden Door Award winner. And we're on track to be able to hit that this year. So I'm excited about that. So Colby, tell me a little bit about your background. I know that you said, I know that you're in the military. I know you're from Louisiana. I know that you used to sell cars. So like, what was it like? What was your childhood like? Like, let people know, let the listeners know, again, I know you're 33. Who is Colby Free?
Super concise. I mean, me and my brother, we're full brothers. We have 3 half sisters. My dad and my mom had us young. They got divorced when I was 3 in New Orleans. I moved upstate, Louisiana, lived with my mom till I was about 14, moved to my dad. My dad was a rock star salesman at Ford. He was a general manager by the time he was 31, making $300, $400 grand a year. Of course, he didn't have the tools we have, so he kind of messed up and lost it all. Injured himself, had several back surgeries, got on certain medicines, and then, the rest is history from there.
Sure.
But me and Connor have been able to replicate what he did, and then not make the mistakes, right? So, I got out and went to the military when I was just turning 20. Did 3.5 years in the Navy, almost 4, doing VBSS, visit board search and seizure for Somalian pirates. Got kind of crazy at times. I got out. I was like, I'm done doing that. You can't pay me, $2,400 a month to go get shot at in the middle of the ocean. So I got out and I had PTSD, this and that, whatever. I was selling cars. Did that for like 3 years. I sold cars in Memphis and Little Rock, but I also sold cars and I did all their tech side. This is when Facebook, Instagram was really coming out, 2015, 2016. So I would like integrate their, sales pages and stuff like that. I would do that on contract. And then I moved back to Louisiana in 2018 and I started doing financing for a rent-to-own company, kind of like Aaron's. So I did their financing stuff, but I was doing the wrong things outside of work. Meaning, messing around with drugs and this and that, just not living right, for a 27, 28-year-old. Connor came down here. I was 29. He told me about the opportunity. About 4 or 5 months, I was like, yeah, I didn't really take it serious. Finally, he's like, look, I'll get you a rental car. You drop everything. He's like, I'll get you a rental car. Come down here. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. You're going to be making money. He showed me some of the check stuff. I didn't even know it was door knocking. I literally stopped everything, and I left the next day, drove 15 hours straight from Alexandria to Oviedo, Florida. And that was back in beginning of May of 2020. So that's when I got into solar, became a setter, and started self-genning in December of that year. And I got, the way we did it, we voted for who the next self-gen closers were going to be. The office did. And Connor was a manager, co-manager. He didn't have a vote. So it was between 18 guys, myself, and then me and 2 other guys got the most votes. And one of those other guys is the co-manager of Gainesville right now, and one is in Miami. So that's kind of, how my rise came. And I became one of the more efficient closers in the company, I would say, just because of my cancellation rate being so low and my installs were getting, done.
Absolutely.
So I think last year I was number 3 in the company as far as deals sold and, installed.
And your paychecks can show. Which is great.
Yeah, they can show. You've seen them.
That's right. Absolutely. I love to see that.
So,
not only that, but you've got some good passive income coming in from that. One of those was a referral. One of those was a referral for me, so I will take that one.
Yeah.
That was an exciting one.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So tell me. I know that you obviously troublemaker growing up, got in with the wrong crowd.
Sure.
That's a very common thing that I've seen. A very common theme in a lot of the Golden Door Award winners. We're just outcasts. We feel like we. I don't want to say we don't belong, but we feel like we don't really get along with the flow of regular people.
I would say we're kind of like, we're all or nothing, right? Like, so we're doing something, we're all in, right? So if I was doing something bad, which I was doing bad stuff, I was all in and I got in trouble. I got caught. Now, when I got switched to something doing good and I got here and I found out, I talked to this kid second day I was here and I was like, wait, so this solar, y'all are selling solar panels, this is legal? You're making this kind of money? It's legal? That's literally why I told to him. I was like, I'm all in. I was up 1, 2 at night learning the pitch, door pitch, being a setter.
Yeah.
And I was just committed. And even to this day, now that my vision board's kind of changed as far as now I want to lead others. My friend Freddie closing his first deal, my friend Joe Reed making his first $30,000 check. I've known it since I was 10. That excites me now, right? It's like I want to still keep growing, but that helps me help other guys grow. So that's kind of, the goal for me now is to level other people up. You know what I mean? Just kind of like what you do on a bigger scale. I'm trying to get there, obviously, but that's kind of the goal for me now is to just help others level up while we all win. even the homeowner.
Yeah, it's qualities of a good leader, man. So that's you're gonna make it long term doing that. So I'm excited to see your journey and be a part of that
for sure.
I know that after again now I worked with you in person as well, I believe last month.
Yeah.
One of the things I noticed about you and that kept coming up was that you had this chip on your shoulder in a positive way.
Yeah.
Kind of explain that to me a little bit, because I know that you got a chip on your shoulder, and some guys think that that's a negative thing.
No,
but you use it in a positive way. Tell me a little bit about that.
Mine is because I came in after my brother, and my brother's 30 and I'm 33. So mine was like, okay, people came in expecting me to be some rock star, and I'd never done door to door, right? Oh, it's Colby's brother. He's Connor's brother. He's got to be freaking amazing, right? So it's like that was the chip I had on my shoulder, and that I've kind of kept on my shoulder in a positive way. And you can see the last 2.5 years of what it's led to, right? So that's really the chip on my shoulder, I think, that you see. It's how people in the company saw me come in, and they were like just expecting me to be some super dude. I mean, I wasn't the most amazing setter at the beginning, I bageled a week, one time, but that was the only week I bageled for 4.5 months. Because once I bageled, I found out, I wrote down what I did the days I bageled, and I made sure not to do those things again, right? And I also still do that to this day, where you write down your good days, right? Because you're going to have ups and downs every single day, ups and downs. I tell people this is the only job where you can fail 50% of the time and still kill the game. Yeah. It's the truth, right?
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, most guys don't know how to deal with failure. So as somebody that has the award,
right,
as a Golden Door Award winner, but the other guys that are Golden Door Award winners and girls that are Golden Door Award winners that are listening to this, how do you deal right now? Maybe they're struggling with dealing with failure right now, because we get our butts kicked, and sometimes they might be listening to this right now, in a season of their life, and they might be down. So how do you deal with failure?
So particularly in this job, I deal with it in the concept of there's like 6 days where we're working, right? So I can tell myself, look, I can fail 4 of these days and win 2 of them, and I'm good, right? So me knowing that I can fail more days than I can win, and then still win for the week, that's what makes me get through it. I know that I can fail 4 days. I can fail 5 days, right? If you're a setter, you can fail 4 or 5 days. You can get a 3 spot on a Saturday. You know what I mean? That should drive you to be like, hey, you can fail 3, 4, 5 days. You can fail at this job Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, pass on, Friday, Saturday, or whatever, And same thing with closers, or, something. It's like, look, the numbers are going to balance out, right? I mean, I think the worst I did was like 0 for 5, 0 for 6 or something. Like I went 0 for 6 on qualified leads. And it was a mindset thing, I was just coming off of being sick, like COVID. And the next thing you knew, the next 9 deals I closed, right? So it's like the numbers are always going to balance out. So it's just not to get caught in that rut. And I've actually tried to take that word out of my vocabulary, a rut, because that's just a part of the game, right? So I try to take the word rut, or I'm in a drought, or tough spot. Like I try to not even think of it like that. It's just part of it. You know what I mean? It's something you have to accept as a reality, right? Like I made the choice when I drove down here from Louisiana in 2020. I'm gonna knock doors and do solar. I made that decision once. So when I wake up every day, I know I don't have to think about what to do. I know what I'm here to do. I already made that decision in 2020. So that's what I'm here to do, right? Now, the ins and outs of it change, as far as like you start meeting more people and this and that, and you learn more skills and you teach more skills. But ultimately, I was knocking doors 2.5 hours ago with a guy who started 3 days ago, right? Because you got to lead from the front. I got out of a deal. I closed the deal, went and knocked with them for like 45 minutes until, it got dark. So actually I would have stayed knocking, but I had to come do this with you. So, because I wanted to teach them how to knock in the dark. But,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, that's how I would say I deal with failure in the job. Now, dealing with failure in life, I mean, that's a different thing. It's just like, that's part of it. It's just, you have to know it's going to happen. If you know it's going to happen and expect it to happen, then you're not going to be that down when it happens.
It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listening to massive achievers is and how they deal with failure. So I appreciate you sharing that.
Sure.
But listening to other, not just Golden Door Award winners, but also, guys like my mentors and coaches of mine, having them explain to me, really their mindset on life and their mindset around failure and stuff like that. And, you said one thing that I thought was really awesome there, because the guys that are, whether they're, they're setting, leads for closers like you, or if they're a top closer,
right,
they're installing 150, 200 deals a year, or they're, doing 50 deals a year.
Right.
We all run into those quote unquote ruts. Right. But what I think is really cool and something that I admire in you is that, again, you have faced so much adversity in your life, and you've still got back up and kept moving forward.
Yeah.
But what you said there was, I made a decision once, and I said, this is what I'm going to do.
Correct.
One of the issues that I do see in the industry is guys will make the decision over and over and then question whether or not they need to be here.
Exactly.
Like, is it better to go sell real estate?
Right.
Is it better to go sell cars? Is it better to go sell timeshares? Right. Is it better to go back to whatever? And, for whatever reason, I did the same thing in 2014, 2015 when I moved to Dallas. Uh-huh. And I said, dude, I'm burning the boats. There's no turning around now.
Burning the ships.
This is it. Yep. I burned the ships. Yep. I listened to that Tony Robbins speech and I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I needed. I needed to know that if I have the opportunity to come back, like if you haven't listened to that story, you got to go listen to that story. Like it's a military. They show up to the beach and the captain or whatever burns the freaking boats. And because they're either going to die or they're going to conquer the island.
We broke today for our meeting. That was we broke as a team. It was burn the ship because we have like 8 new people.
Let's go.
Like 1, 2, 3. I mean, I got it on. I think I got it on IG coming in a little while, and that's what we ended on.
Let me ask this, Colby. Let me ask this. Why do you think? I mean, even guys like yourself. Why do you think sometimes? Let's go to the guys that are selling 60 deals a year.
Okay.
Why do you think it's so hard for them? And I've done this over and over again. That's like my favorite guy to work with is the guys that are selling, it's fun for me. It's a lot. It's more like, it's not, I don't want to say it's entertainment, but it's entertaining to hear the same common objections you would hear on the door from these guys that are selling 60, 70, 80 deals a year. And you're like, come on, man. Like, no, like it's not like that. It's actually a lot easier than you're making it. But why do you think that they're not there yet in their head where they've burned the boats? Like what's stopping them? What fear is really there?
I think it's situational. I think it's number one comes down to who's leading them, right? I mean, if I ran into a kid door knocking a couple weeks ago, doing solar. He knocked my door, and whoever trained him should be fired if they're a manager. You know what I mean? Because they did not train him right. So number one, it comes down who's training them, where they're getting their leadership, mentorship from, and then just the hours they're putting outside of the actual doors or the actual clothes, right? Because everybody has their own clothes, right? But it's the same skeleton for pretty much everyone. It comes down to tonality, you know what I mean? Relationship building, and making sure you follow through on your word, right? That's the biggest problem with these new closers that are in our company. They'll close a deal and they won't talk to that customer again for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You cannot do that, right? Like you got to build a relationship and keep a relationship. I just got insurance for a lady I closed 4 months ago on her homeowner's insurance because they dropped her. And she called me out of the blue and she's like, hey, I remember you mentioned you had a contact and I got that lady her homeowner's insurance, right? So you build relationships and she's going to send me a referral tomorrow. Right? So you build relationships and you follow through on those relationships. Don't just say a bunch of BS at the close to get the closed deal because once the papers are signed, that don't mean anything. You got to get glass on the roof, brother. That's going to take follow through, steps, whatever it is. That's the main thing you have to learn. Right? The close is easy. Getting the glass on the roof, that's the harder part, in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I'm fully in agreement with you on that.
If you've done a deal, you know what I mean.
It's not hard. I always tell you that the easy part is selling somebody cheaper power.
Yeah, easy.
Convincing them to pay less for their power bill is the easy part. Everyone's like, well, what objections? It's like,
dude, it's the same.
I don't think you're saying.
It's like that.
Sun comes out, generates power goes into their house. It's freaking cheaper than the power grid. Like 99% of the time.
You're going to get, dude, it's same objections as you'll get the same ones on the door. They're going to be 5 to 10. They're going to be the same ones in the close. They're going to be 5 to 10 of them. Right. And just a little quick snippet. I'll tell people, this is something I personally use. Hey guys, look, this is going to take me 20 minutes to run through. I know you have about 99 questions in your head. I'm probably going to answer 98 of them while I'm going over this. If I don't, answer all 99 of those questions at the end, or I can't answer one of them, I'll give you $100 and leave. Is that fair? Cool. Give me my 20 minutes. And they'll be quiet and give you your 20 minutes, right? That gives you control. Yeah. You ask the questions. Whoever's asking questions, they're in control.
Yeah, no, I witnessed you do that
myself. Mikey did get to it. We did do a close together. That was fun.
I got to see you live in action. I was like, let me see if this guy really has it.
Yeah, that was fun.
He does. I was very impressed. I was like, man, it's really funny how we closed almost the exact same way.
It was so fun.
But again, it comes back to you can tell somebody that's hit the batting cage after practice and somebody that hasn't.
Yeah.
You've definitely hit the batting cage after practice, bro.
Exactly.
And I love that you were saying that earlier. It's like when you made your decision, you were listening to scripts, working on your pitch and your presentation after work.
I was bugging every top closer, dude. I was bugging them. If I set one deal that week and a 20-year-old set 3, I was asking that 20-year-old, hey, let me shadow you. I don't care if I'm 30. I took pride out of it, bro. I'm trying to learn and be the best at this. And I want to be the best at this so I can get more people to be the best, right? That's the goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And so I think that's something a lot of people, coming into the industry don't realize. They're just money hungry, right? Like, you ask somebody brand new, what's the goal? I want to make a lot of money. Well, sure. Obviously,
Now, Colby, you obviously grew up with money, right?
Yeah. No, definitely not. No, I did not grow up with money.
So tell me now. I know that, right? So tell me now. You have the ability, because you can tell that you've got a servant's heart, that you really care about helping the people that are around you. Giving them the opportunity to be the one for their family, right? To be the one that to help create and to level up, to help create generational wealth, like you're doing right now currently, and to leave an inheritance for your children's children, right? Yeah. So tell me a little bit about what were some like the big hurdles you think in the beginning, first year or 2 years, before you hit your golden door? What, other than what you said, you put your ego, you put your pride aside, because like little brother was number one. I had brought my older brother in. He didn't make it past a year, and it was a big problem. Like I was like, bro, like I don't know why we have such a problem. Like I'm not even a manager. I'm just like recruiting you in. Like we're on the same exact level, dude. Like I'm not even making $1 on you. If anything, I'm losing money, and I was losing money. I was losing money having my brother on. I ran a damn half.
The main thing for me that really just was not a problem, but to getting used to is just getting into more of a routine while living in a rep house, car grouping. I didn't have a car when I moved down here, man. So it's like those were the struggles that I was dealing with. You know what I mean? More so than any other type of real struggle. It was just getting adjusted. You know what I'm saying? If you're living in a rep house with 6 other guys and it's a 3-bedroom, you got to make it work for 3 or 4 months, and you got to grind your ass off and make the money, and then go get your own place, right? And that's the goal, right? And that's what we do. Like we give our guys, they have 90 days, stay in an apartment, rent free. You're going to show us you got what it takes, and if not, we're going to make sure we find somewhere better for you to be. Whether it's on the install side, we don't want you setting and not getting any deals, not getting paid. Like, I don't want that for you. I want you to make money somewhere. So But that was the biggest like hurdle for me. I would think was just getting adjusted to Florida in general. Just because I had certain things in Louisiana I had to take care of, like legally, and I got those taken care of. And then, yeah, me and my brother made a pact that we were going to be the first multimillionaires in our family, and we're doing that. So we made that pact, and we're sticking to it.
Love to hear that. So, it sounds like one of the biggest things about Golden Door Award winners is that they have a can-do attitude and a whatever it takes mindset.
Sure.
How do you think that the military has made you become adaptable or helped you to be able to adjust inside of a rep house? Because like I've got pictures of me living with 7 guys in a house of 2 bedrooms.
Dude, I was on the USS Enterprise, and you are stacked three racks high, right? If you're in the middle, you cannot bend your knee up without hitting the next thing above you, okay? And you're on deployment. I was on deployment for 8 months, and you are in a living space, maybe 200 square feet with 150 to 200 dudes. So it's like, all right, you got to adapt to that. And you got a closet where you can fit probably 6 shirts and like 4 pairs of pants and 4 pairs of underwear and some socks, right? And
so a locker.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you have. And you got to learn you just have to learn how to adapt and do it. And I did that when I was 21, 22, 23, and that just kind of stuck with me, being able to adapt, right? Now, in my mid-20s, when I was kind of making the wrong decisions, it wasn't really me. I was, kind of off on just doing some other stuff, bad stuff. But once I got back to doing myself, that habit stuck with me, being able to adapt, right? And the military, that's what it taught me was, being able to be a chameleon or adapt to whatever situation you're in. I say that not in a negative way, not to lie, right? Be a chameleon as in like, if I'm meeting with somebody and let's say I'm Republican, I know they're a Democrat, right? I'm not going to bring up politics. I'm going to find some common ground somewhere between us, because there is somewhere, right?
That's a true American right there, by the way, boys. Anybody listening to this, that's what a true American does.
And I'm not a political dude. I'll be honest. I'm like, I don't get into politics. I don't really get into them that much, right? But if I'm at a table with someone who's just a dead, Republican or whatever it is, I'll find the most common ground, and it's easy to do, right? Look around the house, find little signs, find little pictures, find this, it's so easy to do, right? Search their Facebook while you're, waiting for the proposal to load or whatever, right? Find little bitty things to connect with them on that are just human level stuff, right? Yeah, that's what I would say about being adaptable in an actual closing situation, because to win a Golden Door, you're going to have to close a lot of deals, and you're going to run into some wild people and some wild, places, garages, and closing deals on the back porch. Like, yeah, you're going to close some deals in some wild places. They're not always going to be at a table.
My wildest close was I closed a dude on top of his trash can.
There you go.
My computer was up on the trash can.
I think
in his front yard.
I did one in his front yard where I had my iPad set up on the back of his trash can and my tablet set up on the back of his F-150 truck bed. That was a lot of fun I did too.
Now let's pause right here and say we do not train or endorse doing that. You close at the table. You get to the table. You take control and get to the table. We do not promote closing deals on a trash can on the back of the bed of an F-150.
That senator did not say, he's going to come by tomorrow and he wants the trash can, right? I went by and the guy was trying to cancel, and I weaseled my way into just letting me tell you right here, and we finally got it done, right? And I'm saying that with you,
Right.
But yeah.
Dude, I want to go back. I want to go back to this, man. I know that it's really important for you to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Having tough conversations. Something I wrote down when I was with you for those couple of days. I noticed that you became like, I was uncomfortable with how comfortable you were with being uncomfortable. Like I was like, you had literally a broken foot, and you're over here like hobbling around, still trying to knock doors, still closing deals. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Like, how do you do this?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, what is comfortable for
I would say the main thing with that broken foot thing is I have a hairline fracture, which has kind of messed my foot up. But my brother really messed his foot up bad 3 years ago, and look what he's done. So I can't let a hairline fracture, which really does hurt, stop me from doing anything, right? But being comfortable, I don't ever want to be, I would say, comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to want to be comfortable in life as far as financially and this and that, but situationally, like, you always want to be getting 1% better every day, challenging yourself in some different type of form, like whether it's a different workout, whether it's a different podcast, whether it's a different, phone call you're making to a different mentor. You need to put yourself in some type of challenging or uncomfortable situation to get better, because when you're working out, you're breaking your muscles down, right? That's uncomfortable. That's how they're growing. It's the same exact thing, right? So that's how I think of it, right? That's the easiest way I can put it. It's like, you don't ever want to feel comfortable, be comfortable in your work position or work, job or whatever. If you do, you're going to go be a manager at Best Buy and just be happy with that, right? Like, that's what you're going to do. You're comfortable. Nothing wrong with it. That's why this isn't for everybody, right?
I think they make like $100,000 a year.
I mean, dude,
90 grand a year.
That's a good living. That's comfortable, right? I want to attain a lot more than that, right? And not just monetarily, but I just want to attain a lot more than that for other guys, right? Because I'm not only going to be a multimillionaire, I'm going to help create several multimillionaires, right?
Absolutely.
Whether indirectly, directly, however it is.
Understood. Yeah, no, I noticed that you're, and what I mean by comfortable, I don't mean obviously being comfy. I just mean that when you're in your zone, when you're in your zone, you were just like, you were there, bro. Even with a broken foot, hairline fracture or not, like, dude, bro, like, you were in pain, and you still were able to continue to, dude, just perform.
The main thing that I had on my mind in that close was getting my setter paid. That's the main thing. Like, because I've closed enough deals. Like, I have, certain things, passive income, crypto, this and that. When I'm in a deal, of course, I want to close the deal, just like to close them. Obviously, I want to get paid. But my main thing is, especially with new, I want to get my setter paid. I want my setter to get paid. I don't care. I will go down to the red line. I will get that deal done, right? Yeah. And not all closers think like that, right? They're like, oh, I'm not going to drop price. Okay, well, dude, I've done close 4 deals this week. The 5th one, I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. If I got to pay $1,000 out of pocket for this guy's extra window to get done, I'm gonna do it to get the damn deal done. Because I want my setter to get his tier 3 $200 kilowatt, right? That's what I want. Yeah. So that's what I think when I'm in a deal. I want my setter paid, because they're out there busting their ass, knocking doors. I want them to get paid. So I'm gonna do everything I can.
One of the other cool things I saw that you did after you left the house, not only did you comment and did whatever you did on your sales drive and then send it to your setter, but then you called your setter and you told him about the close, and he was all excited about it. And this was at like 10:30 at night. It's like the setter was almost like waiting for you or something like that. And the kid was so ecstatic. He was like, "Let's go!" Right? Like, I thought that was really cool that you do that.
We do that, and I do that both ways, right? I did one the other day on a credit fail. And that's why we teach our guys, too, to watch that little clip of Bill Belichick, right? Watch his face when they throw a touchdown. Watch his face on interception, right? Don't get too high, don't get too low, right? You throw the deals up, you know what I mean? If you want to get 3 closed deals in a week, you need to set 9 qualified leads. 3 to 1, that's the ratio, and they know that, right? So we try to train our setters to have expectations of, look, if a deal gets thrown up, if it's qualified, it doesn't close, you can't let that affect you, bro. You cannot. Sometimes it will, right? If that's the case, vent sideways. Like, don't vent sideways, vent up, like vent upwards, right? Talk to me. Talk to Connor, right? Because it's gonna happen. But it's just about training your mind so much to do it. It's just automatic. Like, deal doesn't close. Oh, I got 12 o'clock. Colby's going to do tomorrow. I know that one's gonna be done, right? And then I go and close it. So the numbers are always going to even out. They always even out. So
it sounds like you talk about that a lot. So obviously, with somebody that installs 150 something deals, and I know you're on track to do more than that this year, You're going to hear people say, I can already hear them. Well, easy for you to say,
Sure.
Colby, you installed you sold 300 deals in 2022, right?
Yeah.
Like it's easy for you to say, right? But at the end of the day, like you're out. I mean, how many days do you take off?
I'm barely in, dude. I just went to Mexico for the first time ever in my life, 33 years.
And you were working there. You were like on calls.
I was like working there. Yeah. And that was 5 days.
Man.
That's the most days I've taken off since I started doing solar. So, I mean,
first real vacation in 3 years.
Yeah. No, yeah, truly. Yeah. I went home for 3 days in 2021 for Thanksgiving. And other than that, that's it. I mean, I'll take a little staycation to St. Augustine, it's an hour and a half away from here on like a Saturday afternoon, leave, stay Saturday night, come back like Sunday night or early Monday morning. That's really about it though. I won't take like days off, like where I'm just gone for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that just, that's just a work ethic I have in me to where I feel like I would be letting other people down if I did. Because I could, bro. Like, I could leave this office. I could go self-gen 2 and 3 deals a week if I wanted to. I can go make 500 grand a year and be okay. But that's not what I want to do, right? I want to grow, and I want to help other people grow, and I want to grow more offices, and, I want to do it like that to where other people are also getting the chance to win who they never otherwise would have had that chance, because I never would have had that chance if Connor didn't come down here, right? I would have been either in jail or I would have ended up dead, to be honest with you. So that's why I'm grateful every day. Whenever I wake up, I'm grateful every day.
That's one thing I noticed about you, bro. I know I've been saying that a lot.
That's because we just hung out for like 3 days. Yeah, that's because you were here like a week and a half.
You are extremely grateful for the opportunity that your brother gave you. You're extremely grateful for what you have. And it's very interesting to see the quality and character traits of somebody that you can tell they're grateful because either A, they just appreciate what they have, or they didn't come from anything. But I've seen people that are very, very, very wealthy and that came from wealthy people that are very, very grateful. And I've seen the opposite. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing on the bottom where people that have nothing that are not grateful. And it's the same type of like toxic, cancerous mindset. So dude, you're very grateful for the opportunity. I thought that was really cool.
I try to always keep that in my head. Like when I first pop up in the morning, I just, the first word I think to myself is be grateful, right? Like I don't want to get out of bed at 7:45. Be grateful. Be grateful I can go walk into the, my home gym over here and work out, right? Be grateful. Yeah. Not everybody can do that. Or be grateful for whatever it is,
Yeah. Dude, I know you've got some pretty audacious, crazy goals. I know that you told me you wanted, let's see, here it is. You wanted to be able to have a house in Fort Lauderdale, Miami. You wanted a house in Sweden or the Netherlands with a couple acres. Yep. You wanted a house in Woodworth, Louisiana. Yep. You wanted a house in Spain or Turkey. Yep. A house in La Jolla, San Diego, and a house in Dubai.
Or a condo or something like that. Yeah.
Or a condo or something like. Yeah, you're gonna be on their new land.
The Woodworth house would be more of a family house because most of my family's still back in Louisiana. But no, ultimately it's really just gonna be like 4. I'm not trying to have a bunch of houses like that, but one would be a family house where some of my family could stay. You know what I mean? Because some of my family still struggles. Like I help pay some of my family stuff, but I have a lot of family, right? So. But no, like goal wise, I want to be, I'm 33 now, by the time I'm 37, 38, I think I wrote it down with you. I want to have a net worth by the time I'm 40, I want to have a net worth of 10 to $15 million. That's 6.5 years for me.
Yeah. And it's absolutely possible. I think it's awesome. What it sounds like when we were working together, you're when we designed your future, one of the things that was really cool was what keeps you excited and inspired was that you love to travel. So I thought it was really awesome to see, when you were able to unplug for like maybe an hour a day while you were in Mexico. You desire to be able to take 1 to 2 weeks off a quarter and travel to places. I know you were like Bali,
you have to, dude.
Turks and Caicos.
To be honest, in this job, you have to take that time. You have to make a balance, right? It's like nobody's out there working 365 days doing solar, right? It's like
I am.
Then you're a baller.
I'm just kidding.
No, but I'm saying you have to have a balance, right? You have to have some type of balance, and I think kind of like what you said, right? You need to plan out one good vacation a year, whether it's a 5-6 day, and then maybe 2 more where it's a 2 or 3 day, right? And then kind of separate the time and look forward to those next vacations or whatever it is, right? And I think for me, I look forward to doing that in Florida because I've been able to do it to where I can go to St. Augustine or the Biltmore Hotel. Just FYI, I'm into like this paranormal, like ghost hunting type of stuff. It's pretty cool. If you ever go to like St. Augustine with some equipment in one of these haunted houses, you'll hear something, bro. And, I mean, say what you want to, but I've seen it. But no, it's cool to be able to go to like these historic places, right? Like St. Augustine's the oldest city in the U.S., right? Like the Biltmore Hotel, that's where Fatty Walsh got shot, like the gangster in 1920s. The bullet hole still in the wall.
Wow.
I got to sleep in that room, right? So on floor 13. Like you can do that, right? For $300 or $400. It's like, Coeur Gay, it's like 2 hours away, right? Florida's got a lot of places where like little hidden gems where you can go do staycations. You don't have to go everywhere, but yeah, plan that one good trip a year where you do go to a Bali or you do go to a Tahiti or somewhere like that where you've never been. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think it's super important.
That was really cool. So tell me about this car that you want, because one of the cool things when I was able to pull some of that stuff out of you while we were doing your lifestyle design, you told me you wanted a '94 Impala.
Oh yeah,
tell me about this car.
So it's just a car I've always wanted since I was like growing up, like in New Orleans. It was Lil Wayne. I grew up on Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys, this and that, and that was like the cars usually was in the videos. Was the black Chevy Impala, kind of lower, just that classic, you know what I mean? Chevy Impala. That's just the car that I want. Like I have a pretty nice one right now, but that's the one that I want whenever I can leave it in the garage covered up and take it out when I want. You know what I mean? So I'll have that probably in the next, I would say 24 months. I'll have that one. That's.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, that's what that's gonna be a fun one.
Absolutely. So tell me a little about, what are some of the methods? Let's go to your year. So let's transition, get to your year. Tell me about the Golden Door Award year last year, obviously. So it's close. It's still hot. You're in the trenches. You're still closing deals right now. So this is something that's coming from the mouth of a guy that's still going to hit Golden Door this year and on track to hit double Golden Door. Colby, what worked? Like, what was working in that year for you?
I would say what worked is leaning on my team, right? Leaning on others. Like, you cannot be 30, 33, 35 years old scared to get advice from a 25-year-old who's doing too good, right? You can't be scared to do that. That's the biggest thing people struggle with is pride. I struggled with it for a long time. I had to let it go, right? Once I did that and I was able to start learning different methods from younger guys or, people who I thought were, well, I should be in a higher spot. But you know what I mean? Like I threw all that out the window, and that's when, I really started cranking. And I also changed the mindset of, look, I'm all in. Like, I know I'm going to be working these crazy hours, but it's going to be worth something, right? If I do this, if I grind this out for these, next 3-4 years, I'll be able to do whatever I want to the rest of my life, right? It's like
in your '94 Impala,
exactly, right? It's like you got to put yourself in that mindset where you're going to be grinding, right? Some days, like I know I'm going to be done getting home at 10:30 at night, right? Because I'm in a deal that starts at 8. You know what I'm saying? But you get with your team and you work on days where certain closes have early mornings, certain closes are early night. You know what I mean? It works out like that. You're not doing that every day, but you are going to be in situations where, yeah, hey, look, a 4 o'clock just confirmed and it's 2:50, and you're the closest one. You need to go over there, right? We got to get somebody to close that deal, and you got to be adaptable. And you got to say, instead of saying, "Dang man, that's going to take $20 and get no." $20. You're worried about gas? No, to go make that 4 or 5 grand off that 10 kilowatt system and let your setter get paid too, right? It's like take that out of your head. I say that in particular because somebody said that the other day to me and it really bugged me. And I was like, take that out of your head. One of my setters.
No, I get it. I get it. So obviously you had a great mindset. You leaned on leadership. You leaned on the strength of the guys that were hitting around.
That was the biggest thing. Yes, I would say. Biggest thing.
You keep saying that, and I love that because I want our listeners to hear that. Like, bro, you are not too in, the Colby Free show over here. Like, oh, look at me. You're like, dude, I'm willing to. If you're better than me, I'm willing to. I need to take notes.
I'll take.
Bro.
Yeah, give me the pointers. Notes. Let me see what you're doing.
That's one really cool thing that I think every single top performer, Golden Door Award winner that I've ever interviewed or talked with has in their as a character trait is that they're willing to learn. They're a learner.
Yeah, and you have to be, dude. You have to be, and not only that, just in our industry, but you also have to be willing to learn in whatever else it is you're doing. Right? Like I'm in the shower in the morning, I'm listening to YouTube channels on certain cryptos that I'm looking at, right, or different podcasts about mindset and stuff like that. But whatever it is you're trying to learn about, you need to spend that time outside of your normal work hours learning about it. You know what I mean? Instead of watching Netflix for an hour, like get on YouTube and search, what a 401k is or what a SEP IRA is, or you know what I mean? Just stuff like that. Because I'm sure just like a lot of people who are going to watch this, I wasn't taught about credit growing up or how to say how money works and this and that. Like that's something that I've had to gradually learn myself. Right. So that's another big thing. I think, it's really important. It's like, you have to always be willing to learn and put the time in to learn. So.
Why do you think people don't want to learn? What is it? What is it? The school? Is it how they were raised? Is their environment? What's stopping them from actually doing it? We like Colby, we live in the information era. Like the thing, this thing that we hold on to, our phone has answers to life.
Yeah, dude, and this question it gets me because the thing is people get stuck on these freaking, like TikTok is cool, right? Instagram is cool. But to sit there and scroll through it for hours or watch a binge of Netflix series, it's like, dude, what did you gain from that? 8 hours, 7 hours, whatever. Did that make you any money? Is that going to help you make any money? It's like, I used to do that, bro. I was 27 years old, binge watching these shows. I'm like, dude, it ain't doing nothing for me, right? So it's like, I think the biggest problem with, today's society is they're too lean, or they're too lenient on whether it's the government giving them money or just being able to have a cell phone and watch just funny stuff or Netflix, movies from their phone. They can just watch, chill out and watch and get unemployment or whatever the case is. I think people are just lazy. And I used to be lazy, right? I'm saying that as someone who was lazy. I think a lot of people are just lazy and don't want to get up and do the work. And it took me 29 years to realize that about myself. So,
wow. If
you can realize it at 22 and 23 and 24, then all the better, right? If you can realize it at 39 or 40, all the better. Right? It's never too late to want to start changing and learning. I mean, you got people, hit us up on Instagram. I mean, we're not going to get to every message, but I'll try to get to anybody who, hits me up. Me and you, we're working on videos right now of my actual close, me closing actual clients where I'm going to make it available, to some people in the market to where they'll be able to see how I do certain things. And if it helps mesh within what they do, then good, right? If they can take one good pointer away from it and close one more deal for them that year, then good, cool, right? That's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to all trying to help each other ultimately get as much solar on people's roofs as possible.
I agree. One mission, one
That's
goal.
It, dude.
Our competition is not other solar companies. Our competition is the power
That's
grid.
it. That is it, bro. You are 100% correct.
Love that, man. So, again, inside of this Golden Door year that you had last year, what was, I guess, we know what you leaned on. You leaned on leadership. You leaned on help from everybody in your office. What do you like? How did you deal with installs being delayed, inspections being failed, PTO, angry customers, cancellations? How did you deal with that?
I would get creative, man. Like, I've sent out a lot of $25, $50 Amazon gift cards virtually. You can do that super easy. Hey, like, I know the PTO got delayed. That was actually on Duke, not us. But look, just as, a little gesture, I got a $50 Amazon gift card coming your way. Or, hey, look, man, I'm going to cover your first 2 solar bills, right? Like, just get creative. I also expected those things to happen because I know that our back end operations aren't like flawless. No companies are just flawless, right? But right now we do have 10, 15, 20-day installs. You know what I mean? That's normal for us here at Limeo. So it's really not that big of an issue, but I always frame it while I'm in the close, right? Like, hey, guys, I'm not saying this is going to be a perfect road, right? Nine times out of 10 it is, but sometimes there might be a change or a design change that needs to happen here or there down the road. So just expect it, right? Like, as long as you know it may happen, then they're not going to be let down or mad whenever it does. And then say, look, guys, if something like that does happen, I'll take care of y'all, right? I'll pay your first solar bill for you, right? Or I heard you and your wife talking about y'all wanted to go to that Ruth Chris. I'll get you guys reservations, right? I'll do something nice for you guys, because it's not my fault. It's not your fault, if Duke's holding the thing up or whatever the case is, or a person didn't stamp a permit right or something like that, So get creative and just kind of make people feel like other people are the ones doing this, right? It's like we all make mistakes. So you just got to kind of break down to them on a person-to-person type of level and, not try to be a salesman. You know what I mean? It's just like be a person like, look, this usually takes 2 to 4 months to be all the way done. Sometimes it might take 5. I'm not promising anything. But, if something crazy does happen and you're getting, 2 solar bills and you haven't got PTO'd, well, we're going to pay them for you, right? So it's just coming up with solutions to those problems before they arise and setting the expectations that problems may arise, during the install process.
So it sounds like setting the proper expectation with your clients 100%. Is what helped you.
Continue. And that's what helps the setter at the door. That's what helps. Yeah, that helps. Whatever position you're in, setter, closer, co-manager, regional, you set the right expectations with your people, everything goes smoother, right?
Yeah. Pareto's principle, whatever can go wrong.
And there's nothing wrong with healthy conflict either, right?
Welcome to solar.
Yeah. Healthy conflict is good, right?
Healthy conflict and solar. You have 2 options: bad conflict and healthy conflict.
Yeah,
because it'll go wrong.
Yeah, for sure. No, healthy conflict. I mean, more office wise. Like if you're in an office, there's nothing wrong with healthy conflict, right? Like, leadership bouncing ideas off each other, and yeah, exactly, right. There's a way to go about doing it, and it ultimately ends up helping everybody out. So can't be scared to do it.
I agree.
Have that tough conversation, like you said.
Right. Speak to the guys that are hitting their 50, 60 deals a year. What do you think they're missing? What formula are they missing?
They're missing the right leadership. I mean, they're missing the right training. They're missing, whoever's training them or leading them, they weren't hitting 130 or 140, because if they were and they were training their people right, then their people are going to be hitting that. right? Connor hit what he hit. Connor trained me, and now I'm hitting what I'm hitting, right?
Wow.
It's like it's a trickle down effect. I mean, if you're training people to do the same processes as you are, I'm not telling you to say everything word for word, but I'm giving you the right word track to do it. And I'm going to bring a new setter. I'm going to bring them to a close with me. That way they can see the back end because it helps them set a deal better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single brand new setter we have within the first month, they are going to go to at least 1 or 2 closes. Because it's going to help them set a deal better because now they know what happens on the back end. They know what they're working for.
Yeah, I like that. How hard it is.
True.
Now how many times have you gotten one of those setters?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That was so easy, but that it wasn't a laydown.
Yeah.
You had to
that's a laydown, dude.
Oh man.
Oh no, trust me. I've recorded where I've been there after 2 hours and failed 3 times and finally passed one mosaic off of a whim because I found a cosigner. And yeah, this was the laydown you sent me, bro. It's like, yeah. No,
after you went 12
I've
rounds.
been there. Yeah, exactly. I've been there. Right.
12 long
fourth lender finally get a quote. Yeah, I know. Well, yeah. That was the laydown.
Laydown.
Exactly.
100%. Tell me a little about this. I actually want to know a little bit about what with the AKE Lumio transition and the buyout and all that. How's that been for you? Has that been a hurdle? Has that been
I wouldn't say it's been a hurdle. No. It's been an adjustment. It's still being an adjustment because we're transitioning over to a new, CRM and SoFlow. So that's not going to be official till August. But ultimately, it's been business as usual for me. I do get more people from the other companies that we merged with, like Deca and Lift and all that. They hit me up more on Instagram and stuff, asking for like training material or my clothes type of thing. Tanner Hale, I was on the phone with him before me and you hopped on. I think he's Deca, I think in Texas maybe or somewhere. But overall, it hasn't been that bad. When you're merging 5 major, big companies doing multi-million sales, there's going to be growing pains. So as long as, like I said earlier, if you expect them and know they're going to happen, you're not going to be surprised and crapping your pants when they do, right? You're going to come up with solutions, right? It's like me and Connor tell ourselves all the time, right? Tell me about the problem one time. The second time, don't come back, tell me about the problem. Come tell me how we're going to solve it. Right? Come back to me with let's figure a solution. I don't want to hear about the problem 3 or 4 times in a row. Let's figure the solution out. And that's something I still do, right? So,
yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm excited. You gave me a hat, and I absolutely love the hat. So
I know, dude. You got that dope hat. I gave you the dopest one we had.
I think it's sick. I'm not gonna lie, that Lumio hat's freaking.
Heck yeah, dude.
I love it. So, did you know you were gonna hit the Golden Door? Did you know what a Golden Door was?
I did. Get the award? I found out at probably March of May. Probably summertime last year, I found out what it was, like the DD kind and all that, and like how big, like the Golden Door, what it was. That's when I found out, and I was like, well, dang, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna hit this, this award, Golden Door award. And then I kind of found out how, important it was as far as like, not only personally, but like as, kind of like a trophy on your wall that you can kind of say, yeah, you're a Golden Door award winner. But for me, that thing doesn't mean anything if I don't hit one this year, right? Like, I'm not doing.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's no. I won't take another vacation. I won't go. No, I won't take another off day the rest of this year. I'm gonna hit it again. Trust me. I will hit it again.
I like that.
Let me see. Yeah.
Now you have a standard. So now you absolutely have a standard.
100%. Yeah, I mean we're at
Interesting.
1, 2, 3, 30.
That's pretty awesome, dude. So tell me this then. Obviously, this year coming into the new year, right? We never know. Sam might make a Golden Door last minute 200 deals.
Never know.
He might change it. Look,
I'm at 73 right now, I think. So I'm on track. You got 150 more days. So you probably got 100 and like maybe 20, 130 more working days in the year.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure I hit at least 130, 140. I'm gonna hit a golden door. That's not a question. It's some of these referral things that I'm about to start where I'm gonna start trying to double and triple on these deals where I'm gonna try to get to two, and then a little over two.
That's correct.
So I got different
That's right.
systems about to go into place where, certain things start working a little bit different. So
we don't want to tell nobody them secrets.
No.
They got to pay for those
No,
secrets.
but certain things are about to start happening to where it's going to make, your volume go up. You just have to find the ways to do it. Your network is your net worth, right? Who you put yourself around,
Let's go.
that's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to be. 5 broke people, you be the 6th. 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th, right? That's the way it is.
Correct. I love that.
So,
yeah, it's really awesome that you're so hungry to learn. You're so hungry to become the best version of yourself, which is why I loved. Not only do I love our sessions when we jam in our coaching program, but I love being in person.
Yeah,
with you
no,
as
we
well.
got along good.
It's just this compelling energy.
We were
that
riding
you
around
have
in
that,
scooters, bro, just chilling.
the scooters, bro.
We
You know
were
me,
zooming,
man.
bro. No, but yeah, that's what commitment is. Like, it's 12/13 here, right? And it's like I dedicated myself. I wanted to do this podcast, and I said I'm going to do this podcast. So I don't care if it's 1:13, right? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to make it happen. And if I got to go to a deal at 10 a.m. and go close it, I'm going to go do that. All right?
Yes, sir.
It's part of it. It's just, I got my body used to where I got 6 hours of sleep. That's what I need minimum. I'm good. My body, it's used to it. I get my workout. I'm good.
Yep. Let me transition really quick, bro. What motivates Colby Free?
What motivates me is main thing is to, like I said, help these younger kids or younger, 21, 22, 23-year-olds to be able to make what they were making at their old job in a month and 6 months and, a week, right? That's what really motivates me. Another thing that motivates me is being in contact with people like you, a Taggart, for example, because ultimately I do want to, I want to be able to influence others as well on a bigger level. And I want to be able to go consult with, companies and things like that, because I do think that I could add value as far as just the way, I don't know if maybe my mind thinks different or when I'm in an actual deal, sales wise, I think I'll be able to provide a lot of value. That motivates me. I want to get to that point. And then the last one of the main things that motivates me is just also my family, my parents, my mom, my dad. I want to be able to get my dad out of the situation he's in, and me and Connor want to be able to buy our mom a house within the next 3 to 6 months. So that's really like what motivates me overall. But yeah, daily motivation though, it's about making sure our team, our guys, my people around me are taken care of and good, whether they're my blood family or not, because we're all fam, right? Once you're a homie, you're a homie, and it's like that's what really motivates me is just to being there for people and knowing that people call me and they count on me, right? That motivates me. Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, nobody called Colby for anything, for advice or anything. 6 years, it wasn't like that. But now, change things up, become a leader, then people start counting on you. People start coming to you for your advice. So that's what motivates me is to be able to give the right advice and to be able to help others level up.
I love that.
True motivation for me.
Love to hear that, bro. You have any routines?
Yeah, I mean, so I have a Max Pro. You saw my Max Pro. It's a workout thing. So I'll do the Max Pro usually anywhere from right now I'm at 3 to 4 days a week. But typically I'm up between 7:30 and 8, somewhere in that time range. And first 10 or 15 minutes I try to go without my phone. I'll either kind of meditate or I use this app called Stretch It. There's an app called Stretch It where it does these different, stretches and stuff like that. I try to do that in the morning. And then obviously routine from there is making sure deals get, set and all that, or, confirmed. Starting from like 9:30 to, 10:30, that's when work kind of kicks in.
Yeah.
But that's definitely part of my morning routine. Now, my Sunday routine is I always make sure that I make time for like my family, my mom, whether it's going out to dinner, my mom, my sister, Caitlin, my girlfriend, me and her, we're about to buy a house. So that's kind of throwing the routine off a little bit, but you know, ultimately that'll get back on track because we are buying a house. That's a big move, big step. Paying cash
Yeah.
for it too. So that's something, that we're super proud to be able to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, ultimately I would say the routine is I try to make sure that I get up between the same time of the day at between 7:30, 8:15 latest. Like I don't like sleeping past that time. Um, that's a big routine of mine. I like to have my Max Pro workout done by 9 o'clock. So I do the longest workout I do is a 45-minute because with a Max Pro, if you don't know what that is, you can get everything you can do in a gym and more done within 30 to 40 minutes if you're doing it correctly, right?
Yep.
Another routine that I've recently developed the last 3-4 weeks is I'll text 3 to 4 people a day randomly. I'll pick them on my phone and just say, hey, just wanted to let you know, been thinking about you. I hope you're doing good, man, and having a good day. Having a good week. Whether it's a family member I haven't talked to, whether it's a friend, whether it's a coworker, I'll pick out 3 or 4 random people every day, and I'll do that. That's part of my routine now as well.
Love that, dude. I noticed that a lot about every single Golden Door Award winner that I've interviewed is that they are creatures of habit. Whether it's exactly this or exactly that, but it could just be as simple as, because I think a lot of people, these gurus on the internet, and apparently I'm one of them, they say they try to give you the 7 steps to success or the 7 steps to a best morning routine or whatever. And we just overcomplicate it. And it's like, dude, it just could be just getting up and getting to work at 9 o'clock every day as an entrepreneur. Like, it just could be as simple as
That's
just
how
doing the
simple it
same
could
thing.
be. It doesn't have, like, to me, yeah, it doesn't have to be a step 1, 2, 3, 4 routine, like do every day. That's your routine. That's not how it works for me, right? For me, it's like I want to get
Right.
my workout done by 9 and play this, right? That's a routine. And then I want to make sure, we got all of our deals confirmed by 10:30, 11, right? Obviously, some late ones are going to trickle in and you're going to have your one-offs, but that's a routine, right? It's like, I don't think, the gurus online, and I don't think you're one of them, but I've seen a lot of them where they'll be like, yeah, 7 steps to a perfect routine. There is no 7 steps to like, you know what I mean? It don't work like that. It's different for everybody, right? You got to figure out what's right for you. You know, you got to figure out what's right for you. You got to get a whiteboard. You got to write the stuff down, and you got to stick to it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's one thing that I want to point out here is that you said you found out what works for you, meaning you went through the trial and error, the quote unquote science experiment, if you will, and you found out what worked for Colby
Correct.
Free, and it obviously led to the Golden Door Award, and it's going to lead to another one this year, and then another one the year after that, and then another one
And
the
it's
year after
also going
that.
to lead to Joe Reed getting a Golden Door. Joe Reed might probably hit a Golden Door this year. My best friend since I was 10 years old.
Let's go.
So,
Let's go. Proximity, baby.
Exactly. Shows that it works.
I love that. All right, bro. Let me end here. If you could go back to the Colby at 25 years old and you knew about solar, do you think that you'd get into it?
Do I think I'd get into it? No.
Yeah.
100%. I know I would. Like, if I went back to 25 years old me and had the same opportunity at 33, I'd be fully retired right now. Come on. It's like dude, that's not even a question, right? It's like, if I could go back to being 25 years old and have the opportunity to go, as long as you don't care about 30, 40 people a day telling you no at their door, you're going to make it, right? You're going to make it. You need one or two yeses, right? You need your 20 no's to get your one yes. And then you'll need your 15 no's to get your one yes, right? You'll get better. Your numbers will get better. It's like, it's more emotional than it is physical, this job. I mean, mental, emotional. It's like, if you can handle somebody you'll never see again, and like probably they're hating their life, tell you no at a door. I got the mailbox routine. Hit the mailbox, forget about them. Right? That's it.
I love that. Well, bro, I appreciate you, and sure, I'm just I'm excited to be able to with the goals that I obviously didn't share everything on the show, but with the goals that you and I set out in person,
we're gonna hit some things.
To see you hit that is going to be, and I'm going to see that through. I'm excited to see where you're at. I'm excited to see that you're already growing since we've been working together. Your passive income every single month, which is exciting to see. You're over here buying houses. Like, look at you, bro. I love this.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I appreciate everything that you've done for me personally. And you've just been obviously a huge fan.
Yeah.
We've known each other before we started working together. It's just it's a pleasure to
and I can say the same. Say the same because it's not like one of those online courses where you go by. It's like, you really do get down into it with the deep and dirty to try to see what's going on, and whether you hit it off as a real friend or not, that doesn't matter. I mean, you just happen to hit it off that way, right?
Right.
If somebody came to you and y'all were just totally opposites, I know you would do the same thing for them as far as digging into the dirties of it and finding out what needs to be done to get their finances in order and then hit their goals. You know what I mean? So that's what I could say about you. And I look forward to being able to, hit some of these goals that me and you're going to hit in the next 5 to 10 years for sure. Let's do it, baby.
I love that. Awesome. Well, appreciate you, Colby.
For sure, man. Signing out. Hope everybody got some value out of that.